Welcome to another episode and video on my Arduino MegaADK for Android, controlling some electronics including fischertechnik, programmed in AVR C, and an Android tablet programmed in JavaScript, and as yet not connected to the Arduino. Reason for this is that I have some timing problem on the Android, and before I connect it to the Arduino, I want to solve that. And I still haven't managed that. Now, I have tested this earlier on, and when I press this button it works nicely. This will work nicely, and this works nicely, but it is usually to be shown right here on the oscilloscope. So this has an effect, and pressing the photo transistor and the photoresistor has an immediate effect, as you can see, top line. And then for the Android, it counts the seconds, and then when I do something like this, it waits, and then it prints milliseconds. The point is, however, that the number of milliseconds is a big question. So it stops indeed, and then it flashes on, and I don't like that. I don't like that at all, because as long as this doesn't work in timing, I won't get it working in there. Not the way I like it. So how to deal with this? Well, the solution may be simple. Let's see how fast this flashes by. The timing 508, so it's a half a second. And the loop is now some 100 million, was 200 million, and 200 million seemed to freeze the whole thing up. But it is the maximum count that it can get. So what is ideal? What should it be? And then there's another point, because in my software there still is a key pressed trigger. But yeah, right, how do I do a key pressed? Because this is now just screen touch. And that lasts 7 seconds. Well, you get only to see here half a second. So once again, 12, or alright, 13, wait for it, 19, 6 seconds. So it pauses here for 6 seconds, while you get here a millisecond, 500 milliseconds, half a second. So there is something not quite right. Well, it's not completely accurate, because it works in a loop, and this is the first part of this is just before the loop. So the loop is half a second, but then again 6 seconds in between. I don't know. Anyway, let's go on with code and see how it works. So after this first test with the difference in seconds or milliseconds, it becomes clear that this one is here, no problem there, but after mouse pressed, screen pressed, then what happens is that this ellipse is changed in shape, and then the loop happens. Now the loop is 100 million, which makes a delay of, well, half a second, 500 milliseconds and more, some more, but that only happens here. No, here actually, in this whole thing. Then this whole stuff, including the if key pressed, well, the if key pressed doesn't count because there's no key pressed, so it's skipped. Everything else takes the measured 6 seconds. So since earlier tests have shown that 200 million is the maximum, I want to know what 150 million, because this is 1000, this is million. Oh, it's 1500 million. That's another big difference, right? 1500 million will be of a difference. So looking at this, what will happen? If 1 billion is 500 milliseconds, then I take it that 500 million is 250 milliseconds. So this should be 750 million, 750 milliseconds, if calculated correctly, of course. So let's see about that. You never know what happens. And you never know if the debug comes in, but no debug. So here we are, and let's see. I don't care about that one. This is no good. Yeah. It takes quite a bit longer. So, 6. Wait. It just goes on. Alright, once again. 17 stops. Looking for the milliseconds. Yeah, 700 something. So that was a good guess and a good estimate. Right, 40 and 760 something, 19 seconds. So my estimate was correct. This is now equal to some more than 750 milliseconds. So let me write this down. This is 750 plus milliseconds. 769 I think that it was. So let me see once again. No, one more. Take a good look at the number. 700 and did I see 7 figures? Well, 766 is what I noticed. Anyway, that already is quite a difference. So, what next? When does it hang? Then, of course, I want to know for sure that I see the timing a little bit better. And according to this page I have an instruction delay which does it in thousandths of a second, milliseconds. So when I want to see this better, I should be able to say for 1 second is this. So then I would see this for a second, how many milliseconds it was, adding 1 second to this. So let's see how that works out, if it works out. Blend mode is not available. Just another strange thing, but let's just see if this is working. Waiting for the timing in milliseconds, that's not a second. That is not 1 second. Oh, what happens? Oh, come on. Why did the screen blank? I have no clue. I want the timing in milliseconds and it has to be there in 1 second. For 1 second. Okay. Apparently this does not work. Not the way I like. So let's start again. Maybe I am once again too hasty, too impatient. Could be. No, that's not it. Another attempt. I said, yeah, okay. Apparently I am impatient. Now it works. So let's go once again.
runs, now it halts. Waiting for the okay. Once again, this means that the delay is simply not effective. Let's make it 2 seconds. 2 seconds is 1, 2. 1, 2. Okay, a little bit quicker, but anyway, 2 seconds is certainly not that what I just noticed. That is not funny. That was also, now I recall it, why I started with the for loop in the first place, to replace a delay that didn't work. With a blank screen. Okay, yeah, this has a serious implication. So delay doesn't work. That much is very clear. Is there another function that could be used, related? Alright, related maybe. No. Delay should work. And it works in milliseconds. Stop the program for 3 seconds and for half a second. Here. Well, no such thing. Okay, this means that I have a problem with that, because on the 200 million, the 2000 million, the 2 billion, that is the maximum, it freezes. It has shown that several times. This 1500 million number is around 760 milliseconds. So I cannot even have a delay of 2 seconds. That is completely impossible without freezing the whole stuff. It compiles, but it locks the whole thing up. Yeah. That's a bummer. That's not nice. Because in C for the Android, no, for the Arduino, sorry, I can program things for 2 seconds, 3 seconds. And when I can't do that here, how can I have them communicate and do the same stuff? If I want to press something on the board, like I want to press something here, and it should cause a delay over here, then I have to know that I can't get a delay of more than 1 second. Ouch.
So with this conclusion about delay and the number of seconds, I leave the Android for now, and I am going to the Arduino. I already tested a number of things, and the question is, what can be done now? Well, one thing is that for the phototransistor I used this light, which works nicely, but I can also do it a little bit different, using a lens lamp, and try to do that. And since this motor is dependent on the LED, which is dependent on this switch, I might just as well do that. So I press and then something should happen. And what I notice is that this motor does not run then, so let me take one off. Does the motor run now? Yes, it runs. So I put it back in. Does it run? And no, I see a little movement here, so I better not put it in here. That's a too heavy load. So where then? Well, probably right here. Will this be a nice thing? Well, the difference is, of course, this is an LED, this is an LED, and this is a lamp. So, will this run anyway? Well, there's one thing to test, and that is do it. So, I am going to remove this one. And this one. So now I can see if things actually work the way I intend it to. Keep things nice. Or I can just put it in here. That is one, but then it's not controlled, and that's another thing, of course. So when does this work? When I press this button. So right now I will try to put it in here. And then one in here. And then you notice that the wires are very thin. So how do I do that? That's a good question. Very thin wires are not so nice to work with. I can also put it here. And then see if it works. Well, right now it doesn't work at all. And the question is also, is this wire nicely connected? Right now I doubt it. So I need to find out if this works anyway. Using what? Both these things here, just plus and minus. Will that work? I will find out very soon. I need 2 more little clamps and then I will know. So I have put 2 very tiny jump wires here and one here, and that works. So what I want to do now is to put one of the jump wires here, and I will take this one for it. And then it goes here. And the question is where to put it. If I want to use this LED, well, the best thing is to use it right here. Then take the wire, slide it in, which is hard enough. Tiny space. That's it. Doesn't go very smooth. Well, this is it, or should be it. And then the big question is, will everything work? Well, I just see a very tiny glimmering. So without it, it works, and with the lamp it hardly works. So the lamp takes a lot of power away from the LED. Well, that it takes power away is logical, but so much power actually indicates that when I use it right here, it works nicely. So maybe I should just use another switch and another port to control it instead of this, because yeah, it's nice to use this one. It works, but yeah, controlling it is better, nicer. And given the time still left for this video, I guess it's something for next time. But I can still try, and things still need to be right there, nicely and fixed. So this one has to come out. Yes. For now, back in here. The wire nicely put in here. And even now, is this enough to say, well, does the phototransistor respond to it? Well, the only thing we can do is put it right on, and yes, I can see it works. So for the last point, let's go to screencast and see how that works out.
So, final part of this video, having this little light straight uncontrolled from the power, I put it just like this on the phototransistor, and you can immediately see what happens on the blue line, which is this one. Or which actually should happen, and alright, redo the wire a bit. Now you see it. It always helps when you separate the wires. So this is clearly a nice result, and now controlling it is another one, but that will come in the near future. And that is it for now. Yes, this works. And oh right, let me by any means make the whole thing work. Because I haven't even enabled the whole serial monitor. I think. No, I haven't. this one, and this one. Will it work without doing anything? No, it doesn't, because there's no permission. So very quickly, there's only ACM1. Why is this not working? Because caps lock is on. Now it works. Does it really work? Serial monitor. I am doing this right. ACM. I took the wrong one. This one. Yes. Now it will work. ACM0 is the Android. So, serial monitor, now things work. So, this one works. Let me put this one away. So, as said, this one works. This one works. A1 works. A0 works. And then they both work. Yep. And that's it for now. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel. Give thumbs up to the video. Leave a comment. Follow me on Instagram. Like and leave a comment if you want. Follow me on Twitter. Retweet and like, leave a comment. Please donate to keep videos coming to you. Much appreciated. More information at the start of this video and on my website. Also, you can become a patron. Please see my website for more information. Greatly appreciated. And this is going to be continued. Bye bye.